afternoon. Trisha Peters here with Farmhouse Realty, and joining me today is Carolyn Albracht to continue our series on summer activities to do in the Wayne area. And she is the owner of the Blue Cat Art Gallery here in Wayne.
Yes.
So I would like Carolyn to tell us a little bit about the vision behind the art gallery.
Absolutely.
What got you started and where we're going from here.
Sure. Yeah, so a little bit of background on Blue Cat Gallery. We opened in July 2017. Just in logistics of getting the space ready. July coinciding with the chicken show seemed like a good time to open. Since that first year, we've done a show called Signs of Rural Life.
Mm-hmm.
It went through a couple of variations. I did it as an invitational the first year, called it Chickens and Signs of Rural Life.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized when I opened it up as a juried show, which just really briefly means that we invite artists to submit work. I find an outside juror, somebody not part of Blue Cat, a professional in the field, like another artist, a curator, an art historian, somebody like that. They make the selections instead of me. So I hand over that responsibility, which is a little scary as a gallery owner, but it's worked out really well. Anyhow, so we started doing it as a juried show the second year, and I still called it Chickens and Signs of Rural Life, and Other Signs of Rural Life. Kind of a long title, but also what I noticed is that artists were looking at chickens and not reading the rest of it. And so if they didn't have chicken art, they didn't submit. So I was like, okay, so we're going to make it Signs of Rural Life.
Of course.
Still connects to the chicken show. And it's been great. We're doing our 8th year.
Oh, awesome.
And then a few years ago, I think this is the 4th year for the junior division. And so with that, I had a community member approach me asking about doing a kids version, a junior version. Because the Signs of Rural Life is 18 and over. And so that person took it on. I said I had enough on my plate, but go ahead and take it on. We'll find a space for it. You do the promotion. You organize it, which she did. And unfortunately, this year, due to some health problems, was unable to do that. But I didn't want to just let the ball drop. So I am hosting it at Blue Cat. It makes it easier for me.
Of course, yes.
And so so this year we've got 8 students who submitted work. Multiple entries from several of the students. So we'll have a small space either in the studio or the gift shop gallery. That will feature that exhibit. And then our other 2 main gallery spaces will feature the adult show.
Wonderful. So, and how I got familiarized with it was I have 2 sons who really enjoy artwork, in particular rural artwork. So I've got a couple submissions sitting right here that are going to be going down to the gallery after we get done today. And Carolyn's been kind enough to make arrangements for all of this to get these lined up and allow for the students to be able to participate. So, and there are prizes. I mean, they get $75 if they're awarded Best in Show. And so it's really a neat process to see. And it encourages them to use their artistic abilities throughout the summer and to be a part of something with the chicken show too. I think that's really a special part of it as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that just having that additional creative opportunity, there's so many things for kids to do, a lot of competing interests. But yeah, there's not a lot for visual art. And so I think this opens up that possibility for those students that are drawn towards that kind of activity.
Absolutely. And the show runs longer than just the chicken show too. So this will take us clear out through August with the Signs of Rural Life show. And then after that, you'll switch things out and have something new coming into the gallery. So, and I'm sure it's hard to kind of guess what's going to happen each year, but yes, it's nice to see this level of artistic work coming into a small community like Wayne and giving us something to do other than what we normally are used to. So just kind of the format for those who aren't familiar, we do close for a couple months in January and February. Winter months, as everybody can appreciate around here, is a little bit slow time. So it makes sense to kind of close things up, recuperate. But then, so usually when we reopen, we've done various things, but this last year and this coming year, again, we will feature a collaboration with the sculpture students at the college. And they worked with kids at, I think it's called Learning Roots. Little Roots Learning Center. So those kiddos did drawings. The sculpture students interpreted their drawings. And so we displayed the drawings and the sculptures side by side, which was a really, really fun collaboration to feature. And March happens to be Youth Art Month. So it's a nice way to highlight, what emerging artists, the students at Wayne State, young artists like the kiddos at
Little Roots are doing, in terms
Absolutely.
of creativity. So really just highlighting the importance of art and art education.
Right. And we need to focus on that. I mean, we've lost some of that aspect in our public school system and so forth. So having something here in town that is encouraging that and pushing these kids to do something, even during the summer, because it's hard to get them to even pick up a book and read, I'll be honest with you.
Absolutely.
So this is great. And we're lucky to have it. So also in coincidence with the chicken show, you host the sidewalk art too, right? Yes. So this is a really cool thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we started that probably about 5 years ago now. I think the first year, if I'm remembering correctly, when the shutdown for the pandemic, 2020.
Yes.
And so the chicken show ended up being in the fall out at the fairgrounds.
Yes.
During the weekend that we would have normally had chicken show, I organized some artists just to go around and do sidewalk chalk. I think we did a chicken theme that year just to kind of tie in with that.
Yes, rural and chickens again was kind of the theme, and you did them in front of the different businesses. Yes, so it was right here on Main Street.
Right. Yes. Yeah, and so so that was just kind of a nice way to sort of remind people that chicken show isn't happening right now, but here's some creativity. Right. And so I recruited artists to do it that year rather than opening it up as a competition. But then once we were back to kind of normal. Yes. Chicken show was happening at its usual second weekend in July. So I think that second year I organized it as I don't know if I organized it as a competition or if it was still just kind of inviting people to come out and put their mark down. Yep. And then it might have been that third year that I coordinated with the chicken show committee, said, what would you guys think about doing this as a collaboration in terms of a competition? Blue Cat will provide the chalk, organize it, recruit people, do the signups, all that. Yes. You guys provide the award money. And so that's what they've done every year. And we've noticed over the last few years, so I think this is the 5th year we're doing it. We've noticed that we have a lot of really fantastically skilled kiddos. Yes. However, they just can't quite compete with the adults, right? So we've actually created a kids category and an adult category this year. So anybody under 17 and under will be able to compete in their own category. Oh, awesome. And for that first, second, third, the adults will have their first, second, and third. So I'm really excited. Yes.
And this is more than sidewalk chalk, people. This is like murals on the sidewalk. And it's almost a shame when the rain comes and washes it away. So we always hope for, at least a week without rain after chicken show to see this stick around for a little bit because it's so amazing and the colors are so vivid. I mean, it's a really, really awesome piece of art. Yeah. When it's
I think that's important to point out too, is that we get a brand of chalk that is really vibrant. It's so when most people kind of think of that pastel stuff that goes on the driveway, we have some of that available for highlights, but we've got that really vibrant chalk. So the designs are really beautiful. Yes. They do last a while as long as it doesn't rain. Right. That sort of thing. And so, so it's really awesome. I even saw somebody last year when I posted the announcement, call for chalk artists, that somebody's response, it was on the Wayne America page, and somebody, the Residents of Wayne page on Facebook said, oh my gosh, this is my favorite part of chicken show. And that just made me feel so good. I was like, yes.
It is. It is a really great thing. And it gives us something to do that morning when we're just all kind of gearing up to get ready for everybody to start showing up in town. And it's fantastic. Yeah. So where will the art be? Where is the area that they're going to be drawing? Yeah. So we've tried a few different locations. And what I found just kind of works best for organization is along 3rd Street. So I always talk to the businesses where we put those. So like in front of the massage place across from Blue Cat, in front of Blue Cat, in front of Wayne America, their office, kind of on down the line. Red Spoon has their door there, so they always give permission. Sure. So just that 3rd Street between Pearl and Main. Gotcha. And it's kind of off the beaten path, so you do have to walk to it, but it's also nice because then it doesn't get highly trafficked and walked over too, so it'll last a little bit longer as well. Yeah. Yes. And
it's nice that we've got kind of like the double sections, so we always do one section and then leave the walkway so that people don't have to walk on the designs. Exactly.
That's fantastic. So yes, and we've been talking a lot about what you have outside of the gallery, but what about inside the gallery? You host small groups, you host workshops, you have just a little bit of everything for people to do. So Blue Cat is my side project. So the educational piece is, just kind of when I can sort of arrange that way. But we've had success with drop-in sessions. So we do like fused glass, needle felting, mixed media watercolor, because that's my area. So it's really easy for me to just kind of pull those materials out and set that up.
Other drop-in. So I do have an intern that I work with in the fall.
Okay.
And so every year I ask that person to like come up with some ideas and kind of take on one of those drop-in sessions. So we've had things like shrink-eat inks. We've had the stencil painting with like ink that is permanent, you know, on either like a t-shirt or a bag, a canvas bag. So we've done that sort of thing. So we just, and we used to do pumpkin painting, although we haven't done that, I think, for a couple years, because I think the fall thing hasn't happened downtown, and so
of course,
but yeah, that was another one that we organized, and that was a free one. Sure.
Yes.
So,
lots of community service projects. I mean, you have given back in so many ways to the community and provide materials and your expertise to do this too. So it's just been a great service to our community, and it's really awesome to have you downtown here.
Well, I should mention too, a new artistic outlet that we're going to have during Chicken Show is window painting. Okay. So across the street from White Farmhouse, will be one of the businesses one of the buildings that no longer has a business in it. And so there's like 3 really nice big windows that several of the art education students from Wayne State are going to lead. They've come up with designs for each window that relate to the Totally Rad theme of Chicken Show. So they've mapped out a design, but the community is invited to help paint the designs on the window. And that'll take place on Friday afternoon from 4 o'clock to whenever they get it done.
Wonderful.
So we want people to come out and help with that.
So during Halloween. I mean, really, people could be downtown here enjoying the Halloween festivities and then helping with the window paint and going and grabbing a bite to eat. So.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can just paint for 5 or 10 minutes. You can paint for a half hour. I mean, so it's totally come and go.
Yes.
The students will be there to guide the process.
Awesome.
Help everybody participate.
Well, great. Yeah. So you've got a lot coming up in the next 2 weeks. With everything going on.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for taking the time today to come and visit with us. And tell us where your address is here in Wayne so we can get people to the right place.
Yes, absolutely. We're at 114 West 3rd Street.
Yes, and you have a website too.
We do.
Yes.
BlueCatGalleryStudio.com.
Yep. Absolutely. And so I was curious too, where did the name Blue Cat come from?
Sure. It puzzles people until I tell them, and then it's like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense.
Sure.
So when I was coming up with names, and I wish I could take credit for this, but I put it out there on social media and said, hey everyone, help me come up with a name. I'm playing with the mascots from our 2 schools.
Sure.
And so like, I'm just trying to think of, I basically came up with everything but Blue Cat. And then somebody was like, well, what about Blue Cat? So it's Blue Devils, Wildcats. It's a mashup of the 2 mascots. And so it's an homage to the community.
Well, that is so cool.
And I'm a cat person, so it works.
Right. Absolutely. Well, that's fantastic. And what a great way to support Wayne again, and just through the name.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Yep, for sure.
How do people get a hold of you if they want to come to the gallery, or what are your hours during the summer?
Yeah, during the summer, we're open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Okay.
We are closed this week, July 2nd through the 5th.
Absolutely.
It just is a nice changeover between the exhibit that just closed and the one that's opening.
Definitely.
And so, but yeah, for the rest of the summer,
all right.
10 to 5, Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Well, stop on down to the Blue Cat Gallery this week. Not this week, but maybe next week.
Yes, next week for sure.
For the new exhibit, the Signs of Rural Life exhibit. There is a junior and senior division.
Yeah.
And also check out everything that's going on with the Chicken Show coming up next weekend as well. And any time of the summer, really.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you're open, get down there and take a look at things. Stop in for one of the classes that may be coming up, and keep an eye on the website. So you're very good about posting and changing the schedule and getting the word out in the community. So it works out really well.
And if I can mention one other thing.
Of course.
I mean, you're going to be downtown doing lots of things on Halloween, but we do have our reception. So we'll announce the Kids Awards as well as the adult Signs of Rural Life during that reception at 5:30.
Yes.
So come stop in, have a few treats.
Yep.
Hear the jurors 5-minute talk.
Yes.
hear who wins the awards.
Right. And support the artists. I mean, they've worked really hard on these pictures. This is something that's very near and dear to their hearts. So come down and see what they have to offer. It's really a great project. So thank you again so much, Carolyn, for joining us today.
You,
and this has been fantastic. We look forward to the Chicken Show and everything that goes with that. So a couple weeks here and we'll be there. And we hope you have a great time away with your family too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you all for joining us today. Welcome home.